Dennis Miller back at Ice World, and excitement personified as Sal Rocky Cenicola, the semi-main event from Rivervale, New Jersey, is about to enter the ring. Here he is, the fighting hairstylist, Mark.
Yeah, Sal's a real accomplished boxer. Richie Giacchetto, Johnny Torres' corner, a real fine corner work, real good fighter.
We got Ricky Joe Pickett, his opponent. He's going to stop all that music, at least he hopes to. Fighting hairstylist. 11-0 Sal Rocky Cenicola. Let's go up to Ed Dyer with this semi-main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the semi-wind-up in the ring. It's scheduled for 8 rounds, and it's a junior lightweight division. The judges, Paul Cavalier, Charlie Spina, and Eva Shane. Counting for the knockdown seconds, alternate referee Randy Newman. The timekeeper to bell is Justin Buchanan. In the ring at this time, the man in charge of the scheduled 8-round junior lightweight bout, referee Paul Vinci. Now, boxing fans, introducing the principals. First, in the red corner, wearing the purple trunks with the white trim. He weighed in at an even 131 pounds. This gentleman hails from Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Wicked Joe Pickett. Pickett. And his opponent in the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with the green and red trim. He tipped in at an even 130 pounds. This young man hails from Rivervale, New Jersey. Boxing fans, here is Sal Rocky Cenicola. Cenicola.
There's Richie Giacchetto in the ring there.
You hold or you tie each other up, I'm going to ask for a break, and on a clean break. So take your stomach all the time. Don't get hit coming out the plate. In case we have a knockdown, whoever's causing that knockdown has to go to the fighter's neutral corner and must remain there until I tell them to come out. Take hands now, watch your father, watch your mother.
As you said, Mark, Richie Giacchetto, former manager of world champion Larry Holmes, heavyweight champion, in Sal Cenicola's corner.
And he's been around some really great fighters, and I'm sure he'd like Sal to fit into that mold also, and he is. Sal's a real good fighter.
And the beginning of round 1 action.
Now, look for Cenicola to punch to the body, and look for his openings up top after. He's a real good body puncher. See, there he is, left hook to the body right there.
Well, the last fight we saw here at Ice World, he dropped his opponent in the second round, knocked him out with a tremendous right hand.
Yeah, right, and it was started with a body shot, and he brought the hands down, and he dropped that big right hand. So he's a real workman-like body puncher, and I'd really like to see a good body puncher like Sal. Sal's as I said before about Michael Dillon, Sal's a real gentleman too. He's a real nice guy, real pleasant guy to be around, and a real hard worker in the gym. I'm sure he's probably a hard worker at the hairstyling place too. There's not a hair out of place on him neither. You know?
Hey, he lands a left hook to his opponent Pickett. It hurts him, and he holds on. Wicked Pickett wearing those sort of lavender purple trunks there.
Probably at one time they might have been a purple or a blue. They seem to be faded. Maybe a sign of experience, maybe? I don't know.
Rocky Cenicola wearing his Italian heritage colors on his trunks.
With the red, white, and green. Kind of reminds me of the Jersey Devils. Devils playing the Rangers tonight, by the way. I'm a big Devil fan.
Real pretty fighter, undefeated Rocky Cenicola.
He's not in his usual game plan. He seems to be a little anxious tonight, a little wild. He seems to be going after Pickett. I think maybe he wants to get him out of here early. But he usually seems to have a more workman-like, slowly, methodically to the body, bringing him hands down, and eventually getting his opponent out of there. He seems to be a little anxious tonight.
As we heard in the background, he has huge crowd support here tonight, so I guess he wants to please his fans.
But he usually does, and he's a very experienced fighter. He's been through this before. Maybe he can get him out of there early if he can do it. you don't like this. You don't need to second guess an undefeated fighter too much.
Pickett with a lot of movement also in this first round.
And remaining pretty well composed, you know, despite all the crowd noise and Cenicola's early.
It's certainly a detriment
attack.
for an opponent of any fighter like that with a huge contingency to come in the ring here. It sort of could be intimidating.
Yeah, it could be, and then again, it might be advantageous to the fact that a lot of people like that underdog status, and the tide could change with a good punch, and that crowd could sit back down and quiet him down. It's almost like people roaring for him when that crowd's quiet. So it's like a logical thing there. It depends how the fighters take it. The truth is, I would imagine with myself and with most fighters, you really don't hear too much of that. The mind's on the fight.
Sal really putting his body behind all of his punches in the first round here. And a bell for round one. We had a chance to speak with Sal "Rocky" Cenicola, and here is that interview before the fight. This is Dennis Miller standing inside the ring with 11-0 undefeated from Riverville, New Jersey, Sal "Rocky" Cenicola, an exciting lightweight, and his manager, the exciting Richie Giacchetti. Richie, where'd you come to find this exciting lightweight?
Well, one time I was in L.A. with Sylvester Stallone, you know, we worked at Tiger Eye Productions. I got a letter in the mail and a guy that wanted to join our forces, so we'd correspond back and forth, and I come to see him fight, and like what we've seen, we signed a contract about 1.5 years ago, and we've been moving up ever since.
They call you the fighting hairstylist. How's that? Where'd you get that nickname?
Well, that nickname has come through a family trade. That's our family business. My father runs several shops that we have, and on the side, I went through hairdressing school, and I attained my license and degree, and I have worked somewhat, but I don't know if I like the fighting hairstylist.
You're fighting Wicked Joe Pickett tonight. What's your game plan for that fight?
Well, I'll tell you. From what I hear, he's a tall boxer, and he likes to move. He's got a good left jab. How I see it, Richie and I, we discussed the matter. We'll probably go to him, cut the ring off on him, slip his jab, come up with my own, and look to bang the body, which I love to do, and look for good counter shots and put him on a defensive right off the bat, and cut the ring off on him.
How do you like working at Dice World for a change other than Atlantic City?
Well, I'll tell you, I do love it. This is almost like another home. I've had several of my biggest amateur victories here, and this will be my 3rd professional bout here. I love here. I love Atlantic City. I love fighting.
What's the plans down the road, Rich, for your talented fighter?
Well, you know, like we're getting this one's first, and down the road we got some ESPN fights. We also have Tiger Eye Boxing, which is out of the Sands Hotel every once a month. We have some fight in L.A. We're taking him out there for the little guys, you know, and this is just a stepping stone. By next year, Sal will be fighting 10 rounders, and probably by the end of the year, I'll be fighting for the title.
Hopefully we'll see you fellas in the winner's circle tonight. Rocky Cenicola against Wicked Joe Pickett. Sal dominated that first round with his boxing ability. How about you, Mark?
Oh yeah, I don't know if it was boxing ability, it's brawling ability. It's just like I said, a little. It's just he's he hurt him there.
That hurt his man. Pickett, hold on.
A lot of time left too. A lot of time left. Over 2 minutes to go in a round. There's a lot of time. You don't want to get too anxious. It's an 8-round fight for Sal. You don't want to see him get too anxious. And if Wicked Joe Pickett does last, you know, it might have an effect on Sal later in the fight.
Sal fighting many of his fights down in Atlantic City. This is about his 3rd fight here in Ice World. He likes it up here.
Oh, he brings a big contingent with him, and you like to have your friends and your family and everyone come to see you fight if you can, especially when you continue to win.
This is true. Paul Venti again, our 3rd man in the ring, working tonight's action. Coming up, the main event. Bobby Chappie Tez of Wanacue, New Jersey, the golden boy of boxing, only 22 months ago, going up against Marvin Mack of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, in a 10-round super middleweight go.
Return of the matinee idol, Bobby Chez.
Bobby suffering from many personal problems, hopes to get that emotional tide off of his head today and shoulders and show the boxing world that he really is back in a polished fighter.
Like I said, if you're writing a book on Bobby, you can't write the chapter, whether it's the final chapter or book 2, depending on how it shows tonight.
Sal Cenicola right above us with Joe Pickett.
Joe Pickett's still there, and Cenicola, a little out of contrast for him. He's really brawling tonight. The last time we seen him, he seemed to take his time real methodically and went to the body real well, and then dropped the right hand.
He's pressing a little bit. He's staying inside.
Really does seem like he's pressing, and I personally like to see him the way he worked it last time up here when we see him work a real methodical body, slowly but brilliantly abuse the body of his opponent and then drop that one right hand and finish him off.
Heads clashing in center ring. Gotta watch those headbutts for cuts.
If you're retired and half of your Social Security benefits added to other earnings, including certain tax-free interest, exceeds $32,000 a year on a joint tax return, or $25,000 on a single return, you may have to pay federal income tax on some of your benefits. You may want to think about deferring income to cut your 1984 tax bill. A public service of the New Jersey Society of CPAs and this station.
This is Dennis Miller back with Mark Labus here, beginning round 4. And Mark, an exciting fight here. Actually a brawl of sorts with Sal Rocky Cenicola. We're seeing a new side of him tonight.
Well, I wouldn't say it's I've known Sal a long time. I wouldn't say it's a new side of him, but it's it kind of goes back to his amateur career. He was always a brawler of a fighter, but he seemed to be got calmed down in his professional career with Richie Giacchetti and Johnny Torres. And but he might be regressing back for a little bit. Like I said, but he's anxious, and I can't see Pickett doing too much to bother him either way.
Pickett just bouncing around the ring, sort of holding his man, butting his head, not doing too much.
Right. I can't understand why he don't want to, keep his distance from Cenicola. I'm sure he has a bit of an arm reach. But he's a tough kid. He's still in there. So he took some good shots from Cenicola.
Yes,
threw a good left hook, just missed.
Break him. Both men in excellent shape. You have to be for a fight of this type.
Yeah, these are 8-rounders. These are something you have to be in shape to go that distance. That's a long time. I have Cenicola pitching a shutout, by the way, as far as scoring goes.
Mark Cenicola is trying to step back and get some punching power, some leverage.
I think eventually what he just might do is maybe slow himself down and go into that thing, because his brawling tactics really didn't affect Pickett too much. I mean, I think despite the fact Cenicola won all them rounds.
Don't dance with him. Back off and hit him. For a fighter, this is a very, very tough physical fight. And you should know this, Mark. If you were in a fight like this, it has to be very physically draining.
Right. It's physically draining, and it's mentally draining for the fact that you are going at it with each other, and we're not even halfway through this fight yet.
Round 4 action.
It's to the advantage of anyone. It's to the advantage of Pickett simply for the fact that he's behind. And since Cenicola's been taking a fight to him and throwing him most of the punches, you maybe hope that the well-run giant will get tired. But like I says, I don't think so personally. Sal's a fine conditioned athlete. He's always in good shape.
Pickett throwing sort of powder puff punches, not putting anything behind it.
I guess his method, he's trying to be methodical, and the effect of maybe Cenicola will get tired.
Both men working hard.
And both men working hard, and as we made reference to them being a physically draining fight, they are doing a lot of wrestling, which takes a lot out of a fighter. The Cenicola used to be a wrestler.
And the bell. We'll be back with more Carlo D Boxing from Ice World in just a moment.
Hey, are you looking for trouble?
Oh, no,
Well,
not.
we are.
Huh?
And you should be, too.
Oh, but...
Did you know that 1 out of every 4 adults in America has high blood pressure? Yeah, and half those people don't even know it. Getting your blood pressure checked is quick, easy, and painless.
Oh. Find out if your blood pressure is high. We want you to keep out of trouble. The American Heart Association. We're fighting for your life.
The bell for round 5. Rocky Cenicola, Sal Cenicola in the white and black from Riverville, New Jersey, and Joe Pickett, Wicked Joe Pickett from Phoenixville, Arizona, Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, in the lavender trunks. Mark, the crowd coming alive.
Yeah, they're sensing, and just as they come alive, Cenicola looks to come in for the kill. I can hear the corner of Cenicola over telling him to box him, Sal. I think they want him to cool down a little bit.
Sal doesn't want any of it, though. He's still bombing. Sometimes a fight gets stubborn.
Yes, there's nothing wrong with this. If to be aggressive like this, if you're that type of fighter. But I just see Sal his last couple fights seems so good fighting that methodical body attack that I just think he looked a lot better that last couple of fights than at this style, this aggressive style. And it's like I said when I made reference to that, he fought an amateur. I seen him fighting amateurs in this type of fighter, a real aggressive, brawling type fighter, but he's very successful at it too. He's had a real good amateur career.
Nice slippage of a punch by Cenicola.
And that's the first one we've seen him really slip as well as he did in them earlier fights.
No, this is 8.
Good left hook by Cenicola there. He's looking at Todd Pickett. Keep going there.
Sal trying to box a little bit now, moving around the ring. But Pickett content to come in with his head.
And this also plays a factor. Like I said before, you'd hate to see somebody lose a fight because of an intentional butt or a head, or a cut.
I'd like to remind our fans at home that the main event coming up shortly, Bobby Chappie Chaz of Wanacue, New Jersey, going up against Marvin Mack of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the 10-round super middleweight fight. Chaz has only 1 loss, that to Mustafa Hamshaw.
Little blood from the face of Cenicola. He has been known to cut before. He's got a fine cut man, and Eddie Eliano in the corner there with him, so that should be no problem.
Sal now starting to move around, showing some classy moves, Mark.
It's something I thought he should have done earlier. Because this Pickett's a gamer. He's still in there. He's not doing a heck of a lot of fighting, but he's, excuse me on the slip there. We could edit that, right?
How do you have it scored so far, Mark?
I got Cenicola pitching a shutout.
We'll be back with more quality boxing from Ice World in just a moment.
Agility, endurance, unbelievable concentration, coordination, vigor, powerfully graceful, energetic. We're vitally interested in muscle. We're concerned with 40 muscle diseases and over 1 million people who suffer from them. We're research and patient care. We're the Muscular Dystrophy Association. That's why people help MDA, because MDA helps people.
MDA, put more muscle behind it.
Sal Cenicola, as I look up at ringside, has been cut over the right eye, Mark. We'll see what happens. Could have been from one of those butts.
Yeah, it could have been. And like I said, here's where we got into a factor of the fight.
Stay away from
the fight moving on, and that cut could be a telling factor in this fight. Left hand by Pickett. I tell you what, it could stem him on a little bit to want to, to bring the fight to Cenicola a little bit.
Well, he sees the blood and it's sort of spurring him on.
Yeah, sure. And he's got to know that anything could happen. It's still a while to go. We got three rounds left.
And some fighters act differently to cuts. I know one James Greener was a tremendous junior middleweight, but when he saw blood, he sort of went into his shell.
Yeah, Yeah, well, in most cases this will affect, but it's got to be a confidence builder in a lot of cases. But I can't see it building Pickett's confidence that much because he's got to think he's losing all these rounds.
Let him bust you.
He's gave a lot of rounds away. But maybe this will have Cenicola slow down a little bit and start fighting more of a methodical type of fight with this Pickett.
Round 6 action here at Ice World. Carl D Enterprises is proud to bring you this boxing exclusive. Sal, Rocky Cenicola, Riverville, New Jersey, pitching virtually a shutout, unofficially, of course, on our scorecards, against Wicked Joe Pickett of Phoenixville, Pennsylvania.
They traded left hooks there, and Pickett didn't even seem to wince there. Pickett's a tough character. He's taking a lot of
He certainly is.
Yeah, he took a lot of good body shots, and he hasn't wilted.
Trained hard for this fight. I don't think the fans realize how tough a fight this is for both fighters. Emotionally, like we're saying, mentally, and exhausting, fatiguing.
It really is. And like I said, they've been doing a lot of wrestling, too. And that takes a lot out of the fighters. And Cenicola's got to be thinking right now, like, you know, hey, I'm bleeding. He could get a little desperate and make a mistake.
Sal sends away from his man, throws a right hand, it lands.
He's such an accomplished fighter. He does lots of rights. That's why I really can't understand his brawling tactics. I don't think he has to fight that type of fight. And that's why I was just a little disappointed with Sal. He's a dynamite fighter. It's a good learning lesson for Sal. It's good to have be able to win and have a bad night and still win. It's a good body shot.
A nice body shot. Yes, it was. I felt that from here. Coming right up the chute now, right inside at the bell. We'll be back with more quality boxing as round 7 comes up in just a moment.
Agility, muscle coordination, precision, vitality, vigor and stamina, fine muscle control. We're vitally interested in muscle. We're concerned with 40 muscle diseases and over 1 million people who suffer from them. We're research and patient care. We're the Muscular Dystrophy Association. That's why people help MDA, because MDA helps people.
MDA, put more muscle behind it.
Back at Ice World, Call of the Enterprise is proud to bring you this boxing exclusive. Dennis Miller and Mark Lavis here calling all of the action. A physically exhausting fight as we're in round 7, Mark.
Yeah, I myself would not have guessed that we would have got this far. I thought that Cenicola would be able to take him out, but he's paid a tough guy. He's still there. Yeah, I see Cenicola on the balls of his feet moving away. I can only guess with Cenicola moving on the balls of his feet.
That was a nice combination, Sal. Pickett covers up.
I think Sal was playing a little chess game there and started to move on the balls of the feet, let Pickett take the aggression and catch him coming in, and it worked.
Get him coming in, Sal.
Both men at a rare distance that time.
Yeah, Pickett landed good. Yeah, Pickett landed a good left hook there.
Put it all over the trunks of Pickett. The blood of Cenicola's eye, his right eye, could have developed from a cut approximately 2 rounds ago. Could swear by it, but the way those heads were clashing, Mark, it probably was.
Yeah, and as they're in there right now, their heads are banging. Looking at the two fighters, you'd never believe that Cenicola, as far as I'm concerned, has won every round.
Pickett throws us a little meaningful glance off to the side. He better concentrate on inside the ring.
Well, you want to see who heard what I was saying.
The crowd anxious for a knockout for their hometown favorite, Sal Cenicola. He's trying to give it to them.
A minute left to go in round.
That was a good left hook by Cenicola. Pickett took it.
of time left in the round. We have approximately 45 seconds to go in the round yet.
A looping right hand, tremendous right hand miss by Cenicola. Sal to the body. Now he comes upstairs to Pickett. Pickett comes back.
Now we have a little blood out of Pickett's nose now.
That was a straight right hand. Didn't have that leverage, that punching power on it, though. It was more of an arm punch. Landed right on Pickett, though.
We have 20 seconds to go in a round. And looks like Pickett's going to last the round. 15 seconds to go. We're under 10 seconds going around.
Both fighters going toe-to-toe here as we finish round 7. The final round coming up. Sal Rocky Cenicola having a tough night here. Tough night, the order of his man pressuring him. He's winning just about every round, but it's an exhausting fight, and he knows he's been in a fight tonight, Mark.
Yeah, it is an exhausting fight for Sal, but it's a learning process. It's a good fight for him because he is going to go to 8th rounds, and you have to know what you can do in the later rounds in future fights. And he's
look at Joe Pickett there as we go into the 8th. He doesn't seem worse for wear. He's a game fighter. He's not giving too much of an offense. He's tying his man up mostly, but he's tough, and he came to fight.
I don't know if he came to fight, but he's definitely in shape because he's taking some real good shots, real good body shots too, and he's still there. He don't seem like he's in a real lot of.
There's a look at Sal Cenicola and Eddie Aliano, the fine cut man, working over his cut. Looks like he might have a cut over the left eye now.
And he was feverishly working on that cut.
He's got 2, I believe.
Yeah. Here we go for round 8. Here we go.
So Sal Rocky Cenicola in the 8th round wants some payback time because I believe he has 2 cuts over both eyes.
He has been known to cut before. I have seen him cut before a few times. And here's a disadvantage for him to go into that brawl because I don't think he had to fight this type of fight, and he might not have banged heads, and this might not have occurred.
Final round of this semi-main event here. Sal Cenicola with his crowd support in the background trying to unload in the final round.
And as I said, Venti won't break him if they continues to punch. If you're an in-fighter, you want Paul Venti to referee your fights because as long as you keep punching, he ain't going to break you.
That's exactly right. Paul Venti, a seasoned pro in there. Final round. Sal Cenicola and Joe Pickett. Cenicola, for those of you just tuned in the white trunks trimmed with the Italian green and red, and Wicked Joe Pickett and sort of the lavender purple faded pants, the trunks. Sal really tried to load up that time, was off balance. Luckily, he didn't get caught.
Luckily, he didn't go through the ropes. Pickett throws a right hand of his own there.
Pickett is there. He's there. He's a game fighter. He's a game warrior. I take my hat off to him.
Yep, he's a good opponent. He's an opponent. We got a minute to go in the final round here. 1 minute to go.
I think Sal wants to pull a rabbit out of a hat. He wants that knockout, I should say.
Yeah, I would imagine. I would imagine definitely, especially a big contingent came up here to see him fight. He'd love to see him take him out here. A lot of leaning, a lot of wrestling going on in there. As I made, Sal was a wrestler in his high school days. We got 30 seconds to go in the last round. 30 seconds.
An interesting fight, Mark. A different kind of fight.
You know, it was. There's a lot of action. It was exciting. We're in on our last 10 seconds of the fight, and it looks like Pickett's going to last it out.
I'm glad he did. I'm glad he did. He's a worthy opponent.
He really is.
That's a conclusion of a fine fight, an 8-rounder, and the crowd liked that fight. And we'll be back with the dramatic conclusion and the decision in just a moment.
Mark Labels back at Ice World. We just finished up an 8-rounder between Sal Cenicola and Wicked Joe Pickett. We're waiting for get the cards from Ed Darian, our ring announcer. Sal, I don't know if Sal expected to go all the 8 rounds, but he got a lot of fight for 8 rounds. We have a little problem here with our Judge Cavalier and Ed Darian getting the ring cards. He's got all the cards. He's going to have Bob Lee is going to check out over all the cards. I can't see where there'd be any controversy. I have Cenicola pitching a shutout, and now we have Ed Darian, our ring announcer, and we're going to go up to Ed Darian with the decision right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by unanimous decision for his 12th straight victory in as many pro bouts, Sal Rocky Cenicola.
Cenicola improves his record to 12-0. We're going to go up into the ring. We're going to get an interview with Sal Rock Cenicola, with Dennis Miller. We're waiting to get Sal over here. We're going to go up to the ring with Dennis Miller.
This is Dennis Miller back with the winner by unanimous decision. A fine fight, Sal Rocky Cenicola. And before I talk to you, Sal, let me get your manager's opinion of that fight, your report card. Richie.
Well, it was a good fight, went the distance, but Sal could have took him out. But he had, the left hook was good and following through. But what he was doing, he was going in with his head. He went back to wrestling a little bit instead of letting his punches flow. But we'll go back the next time and work on that a little bit more. But I'm real happy with the fight, real strong and everything else. And all he did was sometimes maybe he thought he looked weak because he was tightening himself up, and that's what made him do it instead of flowing. About the 5th or 6th round, he started loosening up a little bit, and he started getting, better. But the head butts, he got a butt up on top of the head here and a cut on the right eye, and that's from leading with his head. But next time, we're going to lead with the punches.
Well, Sal, a little rumble of sorts. You surprised me with that infighting. I thought you'd be more of a boxer tonight.
Well, I'll tell you, we've been working about staying in the pocket and shooting the guns. That's what we're trying to do. I was more of a boxer at one time, but we had
a little bit too far in, though.
Right.
He was a little too far in. His head was on his front feet. You just got to get in there now with a little bit more possess. He's all right.
I overcompensated a little too much, and I just want to say we're going to go back to school and polish up and learn. That's the only way to do it. And every day you got to learn. When you stop learning, then you better stop fighting. We got a long way to go. We proved it tonight, and my manager and I and all the entourage, we're gonna go to the title. We definitely have to.
Good fight, Sal. Good fight. Continued success in your career. We'll be back with more Call of Duty boxing from Ice World in just a moment.